Honestly, when I woke up this morning, I thought my hair was going to be the worst thing about this video, but apparently it is Duke, because, let's talk about Duke. So Duke is finally unlockable in Duel Links, and of course we've had his event, the Roll the Dice Duke Devlin Appears, which so far has been pretty good in terms of rewards. We've got some, we got Orgoth has as his ace, outside of a skill, really good. We got another brand new ultra rare, Big MK2, not the best card in the world, but still a cool new ultra rare. And we had Gopher, who, sure, there's some use case for it, but no one's really found it right now. So you might have thought, okay, we've had Kite, who was really good. We had Antinomy, who was really good. Surely Konami won't mess up Duke, one of Duel Monster's most beloved characters. They won't mess him up, our first DM character in 2 years. First of all, let's go through the card rewards. We have a copy of Dice Armadillo, level 5 machine, vanilla. Okay, it's DM World, sure, we can take some garbage. Then we get Shield Recovery, which is cool because this is a Tag Force card brought over for BES, which makes sense because Duke is, Konami are using Duke as the arcade game reference character, which is really cool. Target one best monster on the field, put counters on it. It's not terrible for the archetype, but the archetype isn't anywhere close to being complete in Duel Links. It's missing the field spell, and a few others, so at the moment, not the best. Then we have Roulette Barrel, which is a very classic card from the TCG. Once per turn, roll 6-sided dice twice, choose one result, then destroy once on the field whose level is equal to the result, which isn't also terrible. Double the chance to pop a card, but I'd much rather use Snipe Hunter in this regard. You discard a card, sure, but you are getting close to a guaranteed pop with it, which with this one, you're not. We have the trap card Dice It, which Duke did use in the event, which can mill your deck out, which is fine. It's a really weird one. Roll a die, apply this effect depending on result. During your turn, banish cards from the graveyard equal to the result. Then, if the result was 1, you then mill 6, which is pretty big, but that's not going to happen. Or in your opponent's turn, you mill cards equal to the result. Then if the result was 6, you banish 1 card in your graveyard. So really, you use this in the opponent's turn because you're gonna be more likely going to be able to mill more than 1 card. So to me, it's a slow card. It's a very slow version of Grass, but nowhere near as good. We're gonna ignore skill for the moment. We have Armored Core, which could be a reference to the video games from Software, but I don't think it is. This is again another Tag Force card. It's also a BS card, and it's basically a mini not Cyber Dragon, because that's any, but it's that kind of monster, can special itself out. It's level 4, so it's a bit different, easy rank 4 material, which is not bad. And I think the bigger thing obviously is that it gets you a tribute on board for then your level 6 BS stuff, so that's kind of cool. But that's where the rewards kind of end. We then have Armadillo again, your recovery. You will know I hate this with a passion. Giving us copies of farmable cards via the unlock is trash, especially when it's the ace monster. They did this with Zexa World with Bronk and with Tori, and they do it for Duke. They even make a point when you unlock Duke of saying, hey, his ace isn't in the skill. So why don't you just put it in the deck? If you're going to give us a copy anyway, why not just slap it in the deck? It makes no sense. It really doesn't, because the skill's not terrible. It's not the greatest, but, it works. But just know then, second Roulette Barrel, second Dice It, all the way up to Armored Core. Again, you're going through these again, and then finally Armored Core again. So, not the best reward cards. I mean, it's kind of cool because he's a character that's mainly focused on Tag Force stuff, which is pretty, that's a very cool thing. He's getting a character who is focused on Tag Force stuff. I like that. But when your last characters are Antinomy, who His level ups weren't the best, but you could still make a very free-to-play friendly TG deck with some of them with Striker. His event reward card, you know, the dinosaur one was really good. And his skills, he had 2 very good skills with that deck. Kite had, you know, the Galaxy Eye skill, his level rewards were pretty insane. Like, if every character could be like Kite and Antinomy, great. But Duke, being our first DM character in a while, not great. Now, for skills, he has some okay things. So first of all, he has Balance, which is fine. It got nerfed High Heaven, so not really the best timing for it, but sure, why not? We have Crest Deployment. Roll a die if the result is less than the current turn count, and you play an Orgoth from your hand. It's the same skill as the Zork skill, which, cool. This is the kind of skill I don't mind seeing. It's a very fun skill, getting out of the boss for pretty much for free, but it does require, at least in this, in this instance, waiting for guaranteed, like, 7th turn to pull it off, which is quite a while to wait, but you do need to draw this, and it's not a guaranteed draw, you can't just search it out, I don't think, so, okay, whatever. Then we have Deck Master Effects Strike Ninja. This one is probably one of the most interesting skills, because when you're life 1500 or below, the following effects can be used once per duel each, which is important. Each is really good. So first of all, send a ninja or ninja mark card from your hand to the graveyard, to then set one web, then select one set spell card your opponent controls, and just yoink it. Which, that's pretty good for ninjas, but it's when your life is that low, which makes sense in that, Konami have been going back and trying to make skills more fairer, fine. But this is, I feel like that there's better skills to use for ninjas, or for any deck in general, that don't require you to go that low. Would you rather yoink a back row than Destiny Draw? I don't think I would. I think I'd rather, get that, MST and pop the back row. And the other one, select one card that you are not the original owner of and banish it, then play a Strike Ninja from outside your deck, which is cool in concept, but the wording of this and the way I'm intending it to mean is that if you say Econ takes an opponent's monster, or they summoned a token to your field, or they summoned a lava golem, I guess, that you could then yoink that monster off the board, summon this. Wouldn't you just, attack a lava golem or use that monster for an Xyz summon? Or for a tribute? Like, it kind of makes sense, but, it's a cool skill. The first part of skill is really cool, second part of skill, not so much. Then we have Dice Booster, probably the most worthless skill in here, honestly. Roll a die, and you make the attack of your monsters increase. Now, you can... Right. The benefit of this is that this skill can be used multiple times in a duel. If you roll a 1 or a 6, and you keep rolling 1 or 6, if you don't, then you're kind of screwed. But the life point, the attack point gain is so tiny that it ends up working out that you'd much rather use something like Ties That Bind. So, no. just no. Then the one we get for default, Dice of Orgoth the Relentless. At the beginning of the duel, you put one in your deck. Great. That's just what I wanted, a skill that adds a non-searchable card that we can get for free to the deck. No. And, can be used once on the turn you normally summon it. For this turn only, your first roll will be 6. So that means that already it's guaranteed to get some pretty strong attack points, but also you then need to roll only a 5 or a 6 from the other 2 dices, so you're a third of the way there to getting your direct attack. But in that situation, you might have wanted to draw 2 cards, so it is a bit of a downside. Of course, you can use it on any other dice card, so if there are other dice cards you want, you can play them effects first before Orgoths, so okay. It's par for the course, not the worst, ace skill we've had, but not the best either. Dice Recovery is kind of cool. No, it's not. It's the other one. It's the life one. Terrible. Dice Return is the cool one. Roll a die. Return as many cards from a graveyard that require a dice roll back to your deck. If it was your hand, it would be busted, but it's not. So it's kind of fair. Not terrible. There could be some very light chance of play in the future. The one I think will, have the most potential though is Draw Sense Dice. Instead of doing a normal draw, one random card that requires a dice roll is added from hand to your deck. Well, no, to your hand, from your deck, sorry. And it will only activate if you have 6 or more cards with different names that require a dice roll. They learnt from Master of Destiny, but the skill is much weaker than Master of Destiny. So, it's not terrible. Twice per duel is fine. I just think that, we're going to have to wait a while for a card to come out that really mandates this skill being so good for it. So we'll have to wait and see. And finally, for unique skills, we have Go Gradius, which is a very bad skill. It changes a power capsule into either Gradius Option or Cyclone Laser. They're terrible. Or change a Gradius into a Victory Viper. Not great. Or a Vic Viper T301, which is a little bit better. A little bit. It can boost up your other light monsters. It can make Cyber Dragon a 3,400 attack point monster. Cool. But beyond that, it's it can summon itself out, but banish itself when it leaves the field, like if it's in the graveyard. So cool, but it's not the best. I think they could have given this Via Ray level up, and we would have been fine with it. Honestly, I would have preferred that. So yeah, that's Duke. I don't really have many words to kind of sum him up other than definitely not the best character in the world. He has some cool-ish stuff. There's things that really annoy me, like the Orgoth being guaranteed in here. This should not be a thing. This is just removing one other card we could have had in the game. This could have been the Victory Viper, the T301, and he would have made him a little bit better. But I'm gonna wrap this up with a very quick showcase of how to farm Duke. I'm using a where is the character? It is Mokuba, but you don't have to. That's fine. I'm using a deck I found on Twitter. I'll leave a link down below to the original source, but it is not Yubel. Surprisingly, it's not. It is going to be Witchcrafter. Yep, you sit on Madame Vare, you keep negating, you draw your deck out, summon the other Madame Vare, you summon your vassal, go for game with Union Attack and your shield and sword. GG, easy wins. It is that simple. So enjoy the farming replay down below. I'm going to go and try and work out what's going on with my hair, and I'm going to try and think of some content for next week, because the box is coming soonish. 2 or 3 days time should be. Oh, actually, one more thing. I really do like Duke's unlock was via this dice challenge thing, which seems pretty cool. You're going to be getting some rewards every time you face him. And the best way to do it, honestly, is to go to the gate, go to level 10, times it by 3, and duel him there. Because you will get 6 guaranteed boxes, and some of them might be stars, which if they're stars, then you're going to be working your way to unlocking Duke. Very easy. That's all I want to say. Enjoy that duel at the end. I don't know. Goodbye.